NASA's $10 billion James Webb shocking discovery on Mars. Space and science are never ending. No matter how much you research or study about it, you'll never be able to end it. The mysteries and secrets often hidden within the stars and planets have often been the daily research materials for multiple scientists and astronauts, and they've been trying their best to solve those. The planet Mars has always intrigued us in many ways. We often find kids saying they want to visit the planet and meet new aliens. Well, not just kids. Even successful business people like Elon Musk have dreams and aspirations to expand human civilization to the planet. This is why NASA is sending a $10 billion telescope on the planet Mars, which revealed a shocking discovery. In today's video, we'll be talking about NASA's $10 billion James Webb shocking discovery on Mars and how it took place. But before we begin, do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our channel. How would you feel if you could see some distant planets and stars just from your room? Be able to know about them and solve some of the oldest and unknown mysteries regarding them? Won't that just be amazing? Well, there is such kind of a telescope that allows scientists to observe some of the oldest and most distant objects and events in the universe. This telescope is known as the James Webb Space Telescope, which was manufactured by the Northrop Grumman Corporation, Ball Aerospace, and L3 Harris, which was named after James E. Webb, who was the administrator of NASA from 1961 to 1968, and was best known for being the main person behind Apollo, which was a series of lunar space programs that enabled humans to reach the moon for the first time. It's also called the Next Generation Space Telescope because it continues what the Hubble telescope started and is its predecessor. However, what's even more interesting about this telescope is that it's not just a telescope, but a large space-based observatory that will help scientists extend the level of discoveries and optimize infrared wavelengths. The optical telescope, the primary mirror, consists of 18 hexagonal mirror segments made of gold-plated beryllium, which forms a 21-foot mirror that's much better than the 7.9-foot mirror of the Hubble telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST, can also observe high redshift objects too old, faint, and distant for the Hubble telescope. This must be kept extremely cold to observe faint signals in specific wavelengths without any interferences or fluctuations due to higher temperatures or any other source of warmth. To find out and fulfill the secrets and mysteries of the universe, the James Webb Space Telescope was launched from the rocket that accompanied it around 27 minutes after launch in December of 2021. In January of 2022, NASA confirmed that all mirrors and other telescope components unfolded and have entered orbit and are now ready to start working on its mission successfully. But have you wondered why scientists were so stuck upon the JWST? What do they want to do with such a huge telescope? Well, the ultimate goal of this $10 billion telescope, come space observation, is to find a similar planet to Earth. In 2017, a nearby star called TRAPPIST-1 was reported to be similar in size and mass to Earth, so the scientists thought that if they could find some living organisms on planets similar to the TRAPPIST-1, then science and space would reach new heights globally. This was basically why the James Webb Space Telescope was created, and surprisingly, it's found something. However, there were also a few more goals that the JWST has. Firstly, which and where are the first stars, galaxies, and other space bodies created right after the Big Bang? Since this telescope can detect infrared wavelengths, it will be able to detect all those bodies which have no name and have not been discovered yet. Secondly, comparing those oldest galaxies with the latest and current galaxies will help scientists know how matter has been growing and organizing in space. It will help us know the universe evolved and how it will continue to do so. This telescope will also know how stars and other planets outside the solar system formed, and how Earth shows its first signs of life since this astronomical telescope can allow infrared rays to pass through it. Showing signs of life on Earth and other planets have always been the biggest mystery in the world. This is what's wanted by the scientists using the $10 billion telescope. In February 2022, NASA tweeted that the telescope had detected its first photons and a few more stuff that was not revealed and explained in the beginning by them. However, the Operations Project scientists, Jane Rigby, warned everyone not to expect much from the first revelations by the telescope. He said that the first images will be blurry and ugly and will be scattered all over the sky. However, the project engineers expect that after 120 days of the mission, the telescope will be seeing better and more precise conditions of the numerous objects and stars present since the alignment procedure will be completed. As much of its first goals and ultimate challenges have been revealed, the main question, what the James Webb Telescope will be first focusing on and what we as viewers will get, is not yet disclosed. But according to sources, how the detectors are working and how a dwarf galaxy close to the Milky Way called the Large Magnetic Cloud uses its period targets are some of the information that the telescope has provided to the scientists. This telescope revealed a few secrets about the red planet. Mars will be the center of the Guaranteed Time Observation (GTO) project, which will allow for all those scientists who have worked with NASA to create the JWST. The interdisciplinary scientists of this project was Hamill, who was selected back in 2003. He spoke about how advantageous this project, as well as the telescope, will be to measure the chemistry in the atmosphere of the planet and how the data they'll be getting will not be available to them in the present days, but also for the future, which will enable them to plan even more missions with detailed info on Mars with the help of Webb. Mars has been the only planet that makes most scientists, quote, curious and interested over it, and the only planet that's been visited the most than any other planet in the solar system. There have been many spacecraft that settled their orbits and gathered information about it. Still, the James Webb Space Telescope will be the only one that offers several other capabilities that will allow better research and possible discovery of something new regarding this planet. When considering orbiters, these require a lot of time to make a full map, and thus it can be affected due to many conditions and sudden day-to-day variability. But the JWST, in contrast, can take a picture of the entire disk of the red planet at once. It also has a special ability to click and measure small differences in wavelengths of light, along with an absence of an atmosphere that can be found on Earth. The telescope has been made to track any moving body in space, which will help a lot of investigations related to the planet Mars and its relationship with our planet, so the telescope must be able to detect and track all such details perfectly and precisely to avoid any kind of future complications. But according to Geronimo Villanueva, which is the lead on the GTO project in NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, he said it would be really difficult to gather enough info and proper evidence with the help of the James Webb Space Telescope, as it was manufactured to detect signals and wavelengths, which are very distant and light. Still, in the case of Mars, it might face some problems and issues as it's bright and close. Another shocking discovery is that the James Webb Space Telescope will be able to make is regarding the water issue. Let me summarize it for you. Mars once had enough water stored in it, but as the sun's ultraviolet rays became stronger, it broke apart the water molecules, and as a result, a lot of water was lost from the surface of the planet. Heavy water, or H2O, is where one hydrogen atom is replaced by naturally occurring deuterium, a different form of water that we don't find in our daily lives. Instead, use natural water, H2O. To find out how much water Mars has lost over time, scientists have to measure how plenty the normal water and heavy water are. The ratio of this will help determine how much water has been lost to date, and Webb will play a huge role in this as they'll be able to measure this specific ratio at different times and seasons. This telescope will also determine how water is exchanged between polar ice, the atmosphere, and the soil. When methane was first detected on Mars back in 2003, nobody knew why and how it existed there, and this is still a mystery. The James Webb Space Telescope will help scientists find reasons and clues related to the methane crests. So that was all for today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed our video. Do not forget to comment your opinions on our video, and we'll see you in the next one.